Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. Mike Briggs sitting in for Austin Reed. I used to do this job every single day, and Austin Reed came along and made it look so easy that I just let him do all of them. Well, I'm back in the captain's chair here, running the show for today. And you know what we do here? We celebrate what's good about Fresno, what's good about the Valley, what's good about the state. People say there's nothing to do in Fresno. There's nothing to do in the Valley. There's something every day that's so cool going on, and we set out to find it, and we set out to expose it to you so you could go enjoy some things that are going on around. And we're going to tell you about something here in a minute. First of all, let me say our guest coming up in a minute is Bill. Someone help me out. Bill Lowe. He comes here because he promotes that Butterfly Festival in Mariposa, which is so cool. Bill Lowe. But, you know, before Bill Lowe was the Butterfly Festival guy, he was in Hollywood working on movies, real movies and TV shows, editing film and stuff like Seinfeld and shows like that. He retired and put all that filmmaking stuff behind him, and he retired and moved to Mariposa, one of the most beautiful spots on earth. There's Bill. Now, hey, Bill, welcome. Hey. You put all that filmmaking behind you and moved to Mariposa. What do? You started making films.
I don't know what happened. We had a fire in Mariposa, 2 fires in 2 years, and I decided we needed to do something to help the town out because people were telling us, "Oh, Mariposa burned up." Well, it didn't burn up. No. So I did a thing called Mariposa Experience, which you can look on YouTube. Mariposa Experience 1080. Mm-hmm. That number, that was the file number on YouTube. And actually about 5,000 people have looked at that.
Wow.
And
how long is that?
That film is only around 11 minutes long. Right. So you can't get bored.
I can invest 11 minutes. So.
Yes.
It's weird nowadays because people looking at YouTube, their hands on the mouse. And about 3 minutes, a lot of people last.
So. It's like little kids. It's very tough to keep people's attention.
Yeah. Now, but there's a movie coming out, and that's Veterans Unforgotten Memories.
Yes, it's a documentary about local veterans, including veterans here in Fresno, and telling their stories. It's a collection of different stories, and it covers from World War II to present. It also deals with fear, and I mean, some people, when they tell the story, they've kind of removed themselves from what they went through, and other ones, you feel what they feel. They still remember their friend getting killed. They still remember the bullets whizzing by their ears, and they wanted to tell their story, wanted to let people know what it was like to be a veteran.
In this day and age, I mean, it's important we get these stories down, especially the World War II guys.
Yes.
We're losing, I don't know if there's a lot of them left.
There's a lot, and in fact, in this film, two men, one a World War II veteran and a Korean War veteran, passed away. Mm-hmm. I'm working on a project in San Diego, and they had the highest population of World War II veterans. And so I'm working on a film for next year with them. And these stories need to be heard.
Okay. Just to let our viewers know a little bit about what this is all about, you brought in some film, a video. I think we'll just cut and go watch that, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the movie, where people could see it. By the way, let's just tease with that. Where can they see it and when?
It's going to be on November 13th at the Mariposa County High School, which is right there in historic Mariposa. And screenings at 2, 4:30, and 7. And tickets are on sale at mariposarotary.org. There's no service fee, so you use your credit card. You're not going to pay another cent than the $10.
November 13th. Okay, let's watch the video.
D-Day was, what, June 6th of 45?
Sounds right to me.
So all of that was going on, and that was, of course, one of the reasons they were sending us over there. They've been losing so doggone many pilots and airplanes. Well, I flew as co-pilot. The first mission I went on, we had a terrific number of anti-aircraft fire, and it's scary as all dick knows because these things are going off all around you. I had one mission where a enemy shell went through the wing of my airplane about 10 feet from me and exploded up above the airplane.
I had some real good friends of mine. I took off for a 2-week R&R to Sydney, Australia. There was Toro, Crow, and Christopher Columbus that were caught up in an ambush and they didn't make it. Well, Toro got caught with an RPG round and took both legs and one arm. When I come back from R&R and I found that out, well, then I carried guilt around for a long time. I had nightmares.
When I first started going to the support group for the wives, your first time was a very, very emotional, because you have to tell your story to all the other ladies and the facilitator. And I didn't know why my husband was having nightmares. I didn't know what was going on with him.
My name is Richard Brown, and I was in the United States Navy from 1966 through 1969. And lo and behold, in January of that year, I got orders to the USS Enterprise.
I'd only been in country about 5 days, and all I could think of was, why are they shooting at me? I'm a nice person. If they only knew me, they wouldn't be trying to kill me. Well, I got over that. And when I was flying gunships, I was pretty aggressive.
Ford sent Air Force planes into South Vietnam to rescue 2,500 children from orphanages who had adoptive parents in the United States. And one of those adoptees was a little girl who we adopted. Operation Baby Lift was very successful, got 2,500 orphans out of the country as it was being overrun by the North Vietnamese Army.
And these reserve guys showed up and they found us. And we looked like Iraqis and smelled like Iraqis, and the equipment we had they had never seen before, so they assumed we were Iraqis, and they launched a missile. And it went inside the camp, which was covered in sand, and I was above the sand up on the antenna pole. But everybody inside got burned up with phosphorus. I had a serious head injury. I had fractures from hell. Walter Reed had taken out the wrong disc and the wrong vertebrae, and I ended up paralyzed from the diaphragm down in a chair. And when I left Walter Reed, I got home and someone else was living in my house. My wife had divorced me and taken my kids and deployed somewhere, gone.
Yeah, going through the boot camp was not fun. You had to be disciplined, and they disciplined you the first time you set foot on a Marine Corps recruiting base, MCRD. I was when the party stopped. The drill instructors were big guys, biggish. They treated us pretty rough there. Hit us in the stomach and knocked the wind out of it. It was kind of for us that weren't used to that kind of discipline.
Another really valuable lesson that I got out of the service was the whole mission first, you know. I would come together, and obviously I was the leader, I was the officer, but it was a team effort, whatever we did and whenever we did it, and I always worked hard to build that team. And that has stood me in good stead. I now lead an office of about 20 lawyers, and if you know anything about lawyers, you can pray for me. They're about as hard to manage as cats.
October 27th of 1969, which was my birthday. I went into the Marine Corps in the Air Wing.
We worked on nuclear weapons. We were the first troops that went inland. I learned about the bombing of Pearl Harbor as I was walking down.
That's another look at some of the scenes from the movie. Yeah. Was it all locals?
Yes, all of them are locals, including Madeira, Fresno, Oakhurst, and Mariposa.
Yeah. Just a little we saw.
Oh, Merced, too.
Merced, yeah, just a little we saw. Some people really went through some stuff.
Yes, they did.
Guy is in a plane in, I guess, World War II, and the rocket comes through his window or whatever.
Yeah, these are special rockets that are set for altitude, and that was lucky for him because it went through his wing. If it was set to blow up when it hit an object, then he would have been dead. So he really lucked out. But it went right through the wing and then blew up right above.
There's a lot of those stories, too, that
yes,
have never been told. I'm glad you captured so many of them. Now, this is a movie. How long is the movie?
An hour and 20 minutes.
Not the standard movie time. And you can only see it for now, I guess, on November 13th.
13th there at the high school. We're setting up a large screen. The stage is 26 feet wide, so we have a 28-foot screen that we're setting into the stage. And then we're using a special 4K laser projection system. So every seat in the house, it's crystal clear.
Yes, so this won't be some high school gym production. This is a real live screen, real live projection equipment.
It won't be one of those cheap projectors. It's a expensive projector because we want everybody in the auditorium to be able to see it and enjoy.
I see the Rotary symbol all over this.
Yes, the Rotary Club is the sponsor, and the money generated will go to the Rotary Fund, which is earmarked. This one will be earmarked to veterans, group that deal with veterans who need help.
Great. Now, you said something about no service fees. You could buy these tickets in advance.
Right. You can buy the tickets in advance, and we have the 2 o'clock and then 4:30 and 7 o'clock. 2 o'clock is getting pretty well filled up. 4:30 is there's a lot of openings there, and of course the 7 o'clock there's a lot of openings there. But yeah, you can buy them online at mariposarotary.org. That's the easiest way, and they'll send you the link to Eventbrite to that time, and we are absorbing all the fees.
Now, this could sell out, so if people are
This
interested,
could sell out.
It's a good time to get a...
Well, also one of the things that I failed to mention is that the Miwok tribe, they're going to be cooking Indian tacos there.
Nice.
So all day long we're going to have Indian tacos, and we're also going to have entertainment. We're making this into a big event there. So we have several people who are going to be singing, and so there will be a lot of entertainment. Also in town, with your ticket stub, I think it's on one of the venues I gave you, that several of the restaurants, Happy Burger, 1850, let's see, Pizza Factory, I almost forgot, and Don Rubens, they're all having discounts on their food. Some are 15% off, and you just show your deals. So you can make this a full day in Mariposa. There's a lot of other activities going on there in Mariposa that day, too, including the memorial dedication. There's the museum, and there's a lot to do there in Mariposa that day. So it's not a thing where you're going to drive up there and then turn around. You can spend the whole day there.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to get the Indian taco before the movie.
Yes.
And then watch the movie, then go into town and use my ticket stub to get a discount at one of the local restaurants.
I'll tell you, 1850s is great. I mean, all of them that have listed a great restaurant. 1850 is right near the theater, and but the other theaters, the other groups are really, really good who are listed.
Now, what if somebody just wants more information? Will that mariposarotary.org get them some information?
Yes, there'll be more information there. And also through that mariposarotary.org, I'll make sure, you know what, I'll also, if you want to put my email address up there, which I'm probably throwing this on to you, but you can also email me at bill.lowe39@gmail.com.
Bill.Lowe39, because you're 39 years old.
Yes, of course.
@gmail.com.
Yes.
And also, you guys can contact us here at Central Valley Talk. We will. I'll keep this information on my desk. It's a very important event. A great film made by a real live filmmaker, guy with years and years of experience at this. And it's going to be an event in Mariposa, a world premiere.
World premiere. I guarantee you that after you leave that theater, you're going to be talking about this.
Do you think this film could go somewhere?
I have no idea. I know that the people who have seen it, it's really affected them.
Yeah.
So
I am a historian, and I've studied history, and to get something captured like this is so important. And in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, the film will be just as valid because it'll reflect the history of a certain time in the United States. So, and certain things people went through. I mean, who's going to forget World War II? But some of these other conflicts are kind of...
Well, it's sad in our schools, even when I was in school, World War II, by the time we got toward the end of our history classes, World War II is kind of like a footnote. I feel that it's important that our kids get to know what goes on, and I don't know what the politics are or not, but people need to know and learn from these experiences that we're going through now, so we don't repeat the.
And the difference between this and a motion picture that tells a story is this is very real. These guys' real live experiences, and it's
that's the whole thing. And again, as I said earlier, there's some guys they kind of have separated themselves, but then it's the ones who actually get into the story that you start feeling, you start knowing what they went through.
Now there's 3 showings.
3 showings.
And that's all on November 13th. What day of the week is that?
That's on a Saturday after Veterans Day. There also will be DVDs sold there at the venue.
Yeah.
And but you know, seeing it on this big screen, it's so much better. That's what it was made for. It's made for the big screen.
I tell you what could help anybody is go to the movie, buy 10 of the DVDs and to give them out as Christmas gifts. I never know what to give guys like my dad and stuff like that.
Everything's $10.
Yeah,
it all goes to veterans groups. So.
And don't buy people neckties or something they don't need in their home. Get them something like this DVD, and it'll be a historical thing that you pass on to other members of your family over time. Anything else you want to say, Bill?
I'd like to thank you. To thank you.
November 13th. Find out. Go to mariposarotary.org, mariposarotary.org, or call us here at Central Valley Talk. I'll give you all the information. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
Thank you.